Welcome to our next webinar in the series about SafeTpal. Today's webinar topic is Save Time and Ensure Compliance on AURIX with SafeTguidance and SafeTcompliance. This webinar will help you to find out how to navigate through the complex AURIX documentation and how to apply key safety standards and the EU Cyber Resilience Act in a practical and resource-saving way.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Weiß. I'm Senior Account Manager at Hitex, and I'm your contact for all things about a quotation, information about our products, and handling the contracts with you. So this is the third webinar in our SafeTpal series. We have started with an introduction of SafeTpal, which we see as a companion in the redevelopment process, especially for the portfolio of AURIX. So our last webinar was about safety development, so the services we can give you with our huge experience in our development department. Today we will focus on two trainings we will offer in our SafeTpal product concept, the SafeTguidance and the SafeTcompliance. And now I'm very curious what my colleagues Björn and Adaikkalam will tell you about this very interesting training, which will give you a lot of information and will save time and money in your project. So Björn, please start.
What is SafeTguidance training workshop? It is a standardized training, but we're also offering it in a customization workshop manner, where we use the standardized training as a reference or as the starting point to enable your team for your project and your demands. The custom workshop generally take multiple days, where we give you insights, which documents are available, which of them are the important ones, where you should focus on. Some of the AURIX configuration are more or less equal for a huge number of use cases. This kind of configuration we provide, for example, for the SMU as a starting point. And we provide argumentations for the different assumption of use or hardware router and so on. We recommend to perform such a workshop in the project start phase so that you can take the hugest benefit out of it. But let us take a very high overview what you can expect within such a training workshop. So the AURIX has been developed by Infineon as an ISO 26262 safety element out of context for safety requirements up to automotive safety integrity level ACLD. Of course, not targeting a specific system or application. So Infineon provides the hardware itself, but also a lot of safety mechanisms to ensure that the AURIX can be used as a powerful safety microcontroller. Let's take a look what SM, ESM, and SMCs are. Infineon provides for the AURIX TC3 a safety manual, which is available in version 2.0. And this document introduced the following terms. First, safety mechanism, short SM, it's a technical solution internal to the microcontroller by hardware or software. The second, it's an external safety mechanism, short ESM. It's a technical solution either in hardware or in software implemented at system level by the system integrator. And as a last one, safety mechanism configuration, short SMC, the initialization or configuration that the application software shall perform for enabling a safety mechanism used in the application. Actually, the document contains 121 assumptions of use, which must be evaluated for the specific use case, if they are applicable or not. The system integrator has to take care for the application assumptions of use and to document which of them are not applicable as well. So, and exactly here we can help and guide you. To be able to read the different assumptions of use or safety mechanism, the Infineon name scheme helps everyone to understand directly what are the goal or the target of a safety manual entry. So first block states the type of the safety manual entry. It's a safety mechanism, external safety mechanism configuration. In the rectangular brackets, the kind of realization is stated in hardware or in software. Then here in blue highlighted are the addressed functional block or the functional subblock. And at the end, a brief description highlights the topic. This name scheme helps us to understand the next slide, where I have illustrated the Infineon Safety Manual recommendation of a safe startup for the AURIX. You can find this picture without the colors in the figure 7. So gray surrounded is the hardware or a boot ROM start phase. In light green, the application startup phase is depicted. For the startup, the user is responsible. You can see in yellow highlighted that Hitex can help you a lot by covering the assumption of use for the self-test steps at the startup with our safety pack, for which we are also offering a very detailed and very intensive workshop. Let us take a look into the AURIX block diagram. Here we have the umbrella device. Our safety mechanism can report faults to the safety management unit with the abbreviation SMU. Lockstep mechanism and ECC protection helps to ensure safe computation. Also, hardware diverse modules are available directly within the AURIX. You can imagine it is a very powerful safety microcontroller, and the AURIX family is the best positioned and most established safety microcontroller. And for that, Infineon updates and provides very transparent the errata documentation. Each AURIX derivative or family member has a dedicated errata sheet, which can be downloaded at Infineon. Hitex is continuously evaluating the documentation updates to check also the impact on our safety pack or further products and projects. Similar to the AURIX, Infineon provides a lot of very helpful documentation for the PMIC, Power Management IC, with the following supervision capabilities. Most important are the window watchdog, the functional watchdog, the error pin monitoring, the microprocessor support, programming support, and the activatable and deactivatable power supply rails, which are able to monitor and to power or depower external hardware circuits in a dedicated manner. So for a customer project, the AURIX needs a power supply, and we recommend to use the Infineon PMIC TLF35585 B30 step as the best power supply and safety supervision solution. For a safety project, the system architect and the integrator have now to combine both ICs. All the documentation, all the Excel sheets are to be considered by the system integrator in a smart way to save time, increase the availability, as well as the performance, and of course to ensure that the safety goals are achieved at the end. With the combination of both chips, it is possible to argue and fulfill, for example, the ESM of the AURIX safety manual related to the LBIS monitor. Because Safety Pack as a software product can't claim by its own that the ESM hardware realized LBIS monitor assumption of use is fulfilled because a supervision and external hardware is required. But in the combination with the external watchdog, with the LBIS, with the Hitex LBIS self-test and the initialization of the watchdog, it can be argued that the LBIS monitor is fulfilled. Below, you can see how we will provide the argumentations and references within a workshop. Depends on your needs. We can, in our custom workshop, check each entry for your use case, and we will help you.
That's an impressive word cloud. All that needs to be really considered. How the customer will take care of it, Björn?
It is an achievable challenge because Hitex will guide you through that within our multiple day workshop. So that you are able to fulfill your use cases as well as your safety goals. But be aware, all the topics are required for other microcontroller as well. If safety and security is taken serious, and very often the chip manufacturer does not provide such transparent documentation like Infineon. So that was from our safety guidance workshop from my side, as from the teaser point of view. And now let's take a look into the safety compliance workshop, and I will hand over to Adaikkalam.
Now we can look into the safety compliance workshop main focus. So here with our multiple days safety compliance workshop later, we will guide you through the development standards like ISO 26262 and IEC 61508, and of course cybersecurity standard as well. So basically every project must follow the process adherence and against the process standard like safety and security standards to ensure the quality till end of the project or product life cycle. So in this context, today we will focus on the ASPICE process. Yeah, so with respect to the ASPICE process, as you all know, ASPICE is nothing but the abbreviation is Automotive System Process Improvement Capability Determination. The ASPICE process offers a very flexible framework for effective process, which is required for other standards like safety and security. So the V model is common for all the process. So here we will show how we stick to the ASPICE process in the V model and how it is effectively helping the project. So this is the main goal of this safety compliance today. The ASPICE, why do we need the ASPICE process? So we have three criteria, three key reasons. One is the foremost reason is business need. For acquiring any new project from the customer, nowadays customers are demanding for ASPICE maturity and capability level for the work products which they deliver to the customer. So the business need is very important. So nowadays they are asking for minimum ASPICE level 2 for any project to reward to the supplier. Then the second, the key important criteria is quality and cost. So with ASPICE, it really helps to improve the quality of the product. And of course, it also saves a lot of project costs, by detecting the defects in early stage and reduce the rework cost. So with this, it also saves a lot of product cost as well as project cost for the organization. Then the last but not the least one, the customer satisfaction. Delivery to the customer which requires the ASPICE level maturity, which leads to the customer satisfaction, as well as it also drives to the further business development. So with this, the key criteria, we need ASPICE for any project or any organization, which would really help to develop the quality of your, improve the quality of your project or product, and it will also lead to a further business development. Yeah, so this is a short picture on why we need ASPICE with the statistics. So here you can see, with a 9% more initial development cost, and of course, it also yields 30% less defects and 20% less maintenance for the project. So the key message is, even if you have little bit initial development cost, 9%, you save a lot of cost with respect to less defects, and you are saving a lot of maintenance cost as well. So in order to save your project and product cost, do it right first time. So you should do the ASPICE or any process development as part of your system or software development from the beginning, not in the end of the project. That's the key message all about it. Yeah, so in this slide, you can quickly see what are the ASPICE capability levels are there from 0 to 5. It is, the level 0 where you don't follow any process. So it's called as incomplete. Then level 1 where you are following the process and you are achieving the purpose of the process. Then it's called as performed, level 1. And the level 2, which I was insisting, is the minimum requirement from any customers. So it is a managed. So managed means the process is implemented in a managed fashion and its work products are appropriately established and controlled and maintained. So this probably I will, brief little bit more detail in upcoming slides, the level 2. So, and the level 3 is established process. This process is implementing the defined process that is capable of achieving its outcome at the organization level. Then level 4 is predictable and level 5 is innovating. Level 4 predictable is nothing but predictably, defined limits to achieve the process outcomes. And level 5 innovating is the continuous improvement, to change the process aligned with the organization goals. So this is all about a little bit high overview on the ASPICE capability levels. So based on the customer need, we can guide you through the ASPICE levels. Yeah. So here you can see the perfect V model. So the ASPICE framework 4.0, it is released end of last year, and there are changes is brought from PAM 3.1 to PAM 4.0. So the latest version is 4.0. So here you can see the summary of what are the changes is brought in. So basically 10 processes are removed and 3 additional process groups are added. So it means basically that optimization it's done here compared to 3.1, it's an improved version. So what are the 3 new process group is added here? So the first one is machine learning engineering process, MLE. So this is, as nowadays we are having this all autonomous projects where we need, they are using all the machine learning process and AI. So that's the reason they brought, as part of automotive, they brought this machine learning process for ASPICE 4.0. Then the other one is validation group. So here is a new process. The validation group is coming out at the high level, in the system level. So then the last but not the least, this one is about hardware engineering group. Earlier in 3.1, it was a separate PAM, but as part of 4.0, since it's a product or the software development based on the system, they brought the hardware engineering here as well. So this is overall summary of what is 4.0. This is the latest version of ASPICE 4.0. Yeah, this is all about this slide. Then this is just quick glance on VDA scope for the assessment. So as I mentioned, in 4.4, they optimize the process. So here you can see in the base process in orange color, where you can see the project management, quality assurance, configuration management, problem resolution, and change management, all the supporting process as well as project management. This is, I would say, mandatory process for any project or product assessment. Plus, in addition, at least one plugin. Either you go with the system engineering or software engineering or hardware engineering process group or machine learning. This is depends on what is your project scope and what you want to assess in your project. This is all about what is the mandatory, the process needs to be assessed to in order to achieve the ASPICE capability level. And in the bottom end, here you can see in the green color is a flex and the optional one. Yeah, the ACK4 is a supplier monitoring. Yeah, the risk management, yeah, validation group, all the process here is a flexible one. This you can choose based on your need. It's not mandatory for, to assessment to reach the ASPICE levels. Yeah. So as I mentioned, the ASPICE level 2 is a managed process. It has a 2 part. One is the performance management, and another one is the work product management. So in this slide, you can see the performance management process. So here, the performance management is completely depending on the, has a strong dependency with the project management, what you are handling in your project. So project management process, nothing but MAN 3 in ASPICE. So this is quite important. So here you can see, the GP is generic practices 2.1.1 to 2.1.6. So I start with GP 2.1.1. Here we are identifying the objectives and define a strategy for our project, any project, for the performance of the process. Then GP 2.1.2, here we plan the performance of the process. It's nothing but where you plan your quality, cost, and timeline for your project. Then the third one, determine what are the resources required in order to meet the identified goals. So here resource not only the human resource, here you need the tools, license, software, the skills, everything. This you need to identify. And GP 2.1.4, you also ensure that the identified resource or the tools or software is available on time to achieve the goal. And 2.1.5, once you assign the resources and everything is available. You started your project, and you have to continuously monitor and adjust your, the performance of the process. This is, it's all about 2.1.5. The last one, nothing but at least 2.1.6. It is just manage the interfaces between the involved parties, nothing but your stakeholders for your project. How do you manage it? So this is defined by 2.1.6. So this is all about performance management, or let's say how you are doing your project management. It's important to achieve ASPICE level 2. And of course, yeah, we can see it in the work product management in the next slide. So here the work product management is also important in order to achieve ASPICE level 2. So here it's all about, it's simple, what does it mean here, the work product management? What about the document you are generating out of your project? It can be a source code, it can be a design document, it can be any document which you are generating and delivering to the customer. This, first you need to define what is required for your project, then define where you are going to store and control the work product. So it's nothing but, I would say, work product management is nothing but a version management. So version management, so here 2.2.3, so you can identify which tool you are going to use and where you are going to store. For example, for software, I can say it's ASVN, and for example, requirement management, you can use Polarian tool, or you can use any other tools like Doors or any other tools. So it's all about version control, where you are doing, identify and store it. And finally, once you are creating all the work product, that needs to be reviewed continuously and adjust your work product, for further improvements. So this is all about for ASPICE level 2 for work product management. And yeah, with this, I would say for ASPICE level 2, we saw the high level what we need to do. But if you need more support on achieving process compliance, not only for ASPICE, as we mentioned in the beginning, for safety and security standards, we can help you through our expertise in our safety compliance workshop. So we can guide you through to achieve any process compliance in your project.
So you can make benefit from our huge experience with the AURIX development projects. You can empower your resources to work effectively within an AURIX project. You can avoid unnecessary iteration of your V model phases. You can focus on the important clauses and system constraints. You can more focus on your application IP. And even in projects without an AURIX, you can take benefit from our standard and process workshops. And you can accelerate time to market with the confidence, and you can take the advantage of both standards and customized workshops. If you want to get more information and where to book, I would like to forward you to my colleague from sales. He is not only the sales guy, he is also able to write a sampler and to understand your concerns. So feel free to contact him anytime.
The first questions is addressing safety compliance. The customer asks, already we have process compliance like ISO 26262 is available. How does safety compliance give value to addition to us?
Yeah, great. So you have already the process compliance for safety. And if you have already a quality management which takes care of ISO 26262, we have standardized training, but we also provide customized training to you based on your project need. So here we will do it based on time and material and for your specific needs, and we can directly focus on your important points. Where is the gap which is related to ASPICE or TARA in your project with respect to AURIX is more important. Yeah, so the maintainability of the software and the quality of the software, we can help you out. So with our standardized and customized trainings. So hope it answered your question.
Okay, there's another question about the safety compliance training. I think it will fit very well in that what you have told us. ASPICE would be part of the compliance training.
Yes, of course, ASPICE introduction is part of safety compliance training workshop because it helps to live the process, V model process in any organization. With that, it helps to ensure, cover the challenges in project related to the project product quality or maintainability, and yeah, having a cost-effective solution.
Okay, the next question I think it has to be answered by Björn because it addresses more the safety guidance training. There was a slide with a word cloud that seems to be a lot of information to be handled. Is it possible to handle it really in a few days?
The workshop is to empower your team to get the required awareness within a default workshop. But of course, with the customization workshop package, we can define based on time and materials the time contingent where we can guide you based on your specific demands. And this can take some days over some months. And here I think we can help you, and we can ensure that you are able to do that.
Okay, now there's another question, I think a more technical question, because customer asks, we are using the TLF 35584. Is there real benefit for the TLF 35585?
I prefer the TLF 35585 productive step B30 because it provides the possibility to enable intentionally the microprocessing support mode via QSPI communication protocol and not with a single pin. So from safety consideration point of view, I see within this verification checks of the QSPI communication a huge safety improvement. And just an outlook, we have also the safety schematic package in our SafeTpal product portfolio, where we provide the reference schematic, which will help you to connect the both chips, AURIX and the TLF watchdog in a proper way to ensure that safety pack can be passed like intended by the Infineon documentation and requirements. And also very often we saw that some customer does not have considered all the required pins and errata points. So we can ensure with safety schematic that you will not have to start a redesign in your project with all the consequences related to configuration information handling. And with this safety guidance, we support you at the requirements phase as well. So this should help you to save time and to do it right on first time.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that it will save time and will help the customer. And you give me the point, you talked about the safety schematic. Have a look at our webinar list. In September, we will address safety schematic more in a detail, where such questions are answered as well. And as you see, we have a lot of webinars upcoming, and I would be very happy if you register for the next webinars.